New at 5, a warning from the FBI about a so-called sweetheart scam. That's when overseas scammers target lonely Americans looking for love.
WJZ is live. Paul Gessler spoke with a Maryland man who fell victim emotionally and financially. Paul.
Vic and Denise, this victim is fresh off finding out he was the victim of a 5-year relationship con, and the feds say scammers use him and his bank accounts to send money overseas. This is D. He spoke with us this week on the condition we conceal his identity.
I just don't want nobody else to feel what I felt.
A divorced dad nearing retirement, D met someone on a chatting app 5 years ago.
So they would send me pictures, you know, I would send pictures back.
The person said her name was Brandy.
She was an art dealer. At least that's what they told me.
It's always some fantastic job. I'm an international art dealer. I'm working on an oil rig off Thailand.
Since we're hearing from the FBI, we know now how this story ends. Special Agent Jeffrey Rising says before COVID hit, he would deal with a sweetheart scam like this about 3 times a day.
Post-COVID, I could do this call 10 times a day.
Conversations with Brandy eventually got deeper. Before long, she started asking for money.
It started with little things, you know, $200 here, maybe $300 there.
The amounts started getting larger to the point scammers would use D and his bank account as a middleman for 6-figure transactions.
Had $150,000 wired to my account. And I'm like, what in the world is this?
His bank questioned him, and eventually the FBI reached out.
If you're getting asked to provide bank accounts, if you're being asked to send Western Union, Bitcoin, things like these are huge red flags.
D personally lost about $15,000. He even cashed out a retirement account.
There's a world full of lonely people, divorced, widowed, and a lot of these victims are elderly.
Just to be careful when they go on these dating sites or social sites, because it's not always the person they think they're talking to.
Now, even during our interview with D, these scammers texted him a good morning text. He says the only reason he still responds now after finding out about this scam is so he can help the FBI with its investigation. We're live at 5 tonight. I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.